anger in Hong Kong today after the city's political crisis took a dark turn over the past 24 hours. Chief Executive Carrie Lam and her cabinet have condemned both the vandalism of Beijing's liaison office and the violent scenes in Yuen Long when a mob attacked commuters at a train station, including anti-government protesters. Mrs. Lam says that those who defaced the liaison office challenged China's sovereignty and the principle of one China, two systems. Tonight, the city is bracing for more violence. Text messages have been circulating, threatening further attacks in Yuen Long. Roland Lim tells us more.
Now, earlier in a media briefing given at the Chief Executive's office, Police Commissioner Yuen Long was the first to admit that the police force was stretched in its resources in dealing with the anti-extradition bill protesters. He also said that there will be a review of the deployment of its police force across the city, and that while no arrests have been made to the gangs that attacked commuters in Yuen Long, that police are gathering evidence and that arrest will be imminent. In Yuen Long, gangs of armed men dressed in white attacked passengers and people in and around the Yuen Long railway station. They were targeting anti-extradition bill protesters dressed in black. Armed with bamboo sticks, they chased and beat up passengers and journalists inside the station on Sunday night, with no police intervention for more than half an hour. At least 45 people were injured and one man fighting for his life as at Monday morning.
琴日之後咧，大家覺得全香港都冇一個地方安全㗎啦。其實今日都有好多消息流傳話香港唔同地方都會有呢啲黑社會嘅襲擊啦。咁其實都人心惶惶，但係我覺得政府完全做唔到任何事去平定個民心咯。如果你唔介意我坦白咁樣講嘅話，係啊，即係好明顯㗎。你睇片咧，網上面嘅片都見到咧，即係嗰啲白色衫嘅黑社會去入到去元朗西鐵站嘅時候咧，嗰啲差佬咧係有兩個係掉頭走嘅，係唔理㗎成件事，而且成件事發生嘅時間咁耐嘅時候，亦都有市民去打999，會發覺999嘅熱線係唔通嘅時候咧，咁其實好明顯知道呢件事。
However, Chief Executive Carrie Lam was quick to dismiss what she called baseless accusations that the police officers had worked with the violent attackers, saying that these rumors are aimed at undermining her administration.
Violence is not a solution to any problem. Violence will only breed more violence, and at the end of the day, the whole of Hong Kong and the people will suffer as a result of the loss of law and order in Hong Kong.
The police chief defended the delay of more than half an hour before police officers entered Yuen Long MTR station to help with the attacked victims.
We received the call and respond to the scene already, and only because we have to redeploy manpower from other districts. That's why the time has taken a little bit longer. And for there are also various allegations arising from the incident. I want to reiterate that the police will not tolerate any violence, and we will pursue at all costs to bring the offenders to justice.
Carrie Lam's advisory cabinet, the Executive Council, is also warning that the Yuen Long attack is an ominous sign that violence is spreading across the city.
There is this unnecessary fear now spreading, and that's why in my statement just now, I said it's very important for Hong Kong government together with the police force to address this issue immediately. We should not allow this fear to continue. I think the police definitely will have to take reasonable measures to protect the interests of their citizens.
And while the Carrie Lam administration has hinted that it won't be responding any further to the demands of the anti-extradition bill protesters themselves, analysts say that her strategy of waiting out the protesters in a bid to dampen the mood of the movement has only served to provoke these protesters even more. Roland Lim, CNA, Hong Kong.
Meanwhile, China has reacted furiously to anti-government protesters vandalizing of its liaison office in Hong Kong. Thousands of pro-democracy demonstrators laid siege on the building in Western District yesterday in a new provocation aimed at Beijing.
Well, they hurled eggs, sprayed graffiti on the walls and damaged CCTV cameras. Activists even defaced China's national emblem with black paint. Beijing called the protesters' actions absolutely intolerable.
所以这里我只想重申一句：部分激进示威者他们的有关的行为已经触碰了一国两制原则的底线，绝对不能容忍。我们坚定支持特区政府采取一切必要的措施，确保中央驻港机构的安全，维护香港法治，惩治犯罪分子。同时，在这里我要再次重申，我们坚决反对任何外部势力干预香港的内部事务，对香港的事务来说三道四。
Chinese state media have also swiftly slammed the vandalism, calling it an open challenge to the central government. Olivia Xiong with more from Beijing.
Protests in Hong Kong over a now suspended extradition bill have been ongoing for several weeks, but things took a new turn on Sunday. Demonstrators turned their attention to the central government, surrounding China's liaison office in the city, throwing eggs, defacing the national emblem, and spray painting graffiti on its walls, a move which has clearly angered Beijing authorities. In an editorial, the People's Daily said these actions not only trampled on the rule of law in Hong Kong, but were an open challenge to the central government's authority. It also infringed on the bottom line of the one country, two systems principle, and this, the editorial added, cannot be tolerated. Another piece by the Xinhua news agency said the defacing of the national emblem caused unbearable pain and anger, with these illegal acts unacceptable to all Chinese people, including those in Hong Kong. Reporting of the Hong Kong protest has been tightly controlled on the mainland, although Beijing's response condemning Sunday's protest has been widely reported. State media like CCTV have also been keen to report on the protests on Saturday instead, which saw tens of thousands gathered to voice support for the police and call for an end to violence. An editorial in the China Daily said the fact that organizers of this protest came from various walks of life showed that they have had enough of the radical youth. It called for the voice of Hong Kong's silent majority to be respected as the city's social order, reputation and rule of law is under threat. Olivia Xiong, CNA, Beijing.